So good morning, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Adriana. I'm actually new in agriculture. I started this year work with the Agricultural Alliance of New Brunswick, but I worked for close to 20 years with food production, hospitality, developing new food products. So I know the importance of working close to farmers, local community, and I've always worked with the fresh products. But once I started working with agriculture, I realized that it's not really easy for them to have that product for us. So it's easy for us to go somewhere and buy, but when it comes to them, when they are producing everything, it's really hard for them to get everything to our tables. So then I started work with the Agricultural Alliance with the Shared Workforce Program. So the Shared Workforce Program was created a few years ago after a strategic plan came through the National Farmers Union. So they worked all together with different farming sectors, and they came out with this program. So it was created directly in response of the farmers' need. So they brought up to the table saying that they needed labor. So they were thinking, how can we get this labor? How we can make things happen? So then the project was taking the shape that we have it right now around 2023. And then we started doing this matching process. So for 2 years was a pilot program, and we turned into a program now that they offered us another 2 years project. So right now, the Shared Workforce Program, it's a matching program for seasonal workers. So every time a farmer need a labor that they were not able to hire locally, like just through themselves, because majority of them, they don't have AGR to go out and post jobs and do things. So they need people coming to them most of the time and offering. And unfortunately, nowadays, people don't really want to work in a farm. We don't know really what's going on, but the new generation, they think that things pops up in a grocery store. So they don't really know that it needs to go somewhere, plant and harvest and make that things to come to the grocery store. So they think that TikTok, it's the best thing for them to do it. So they don't really think about, oh, how I'm gonna get food. So the program is started getting people. So we started going to job fairs and getting people as job seekers. Nowadays, majority of the people are new immigrants. So newcomers that came to Canada and they're looking for their new opportunity, the first opportunity. So we start getting these people and said, okay, we have opportunity for you. If you're willing to work with agriculture, let's go. So then we start communicate with the farmers and say, we have some people interested in working with you guys. Maybe they don't have the best English or French, but they're willing to work. So then we start doing this connection. And so every time now that they cannot find local people, they cannot communicate with anyone, they connect with us, and then we do the matching service. So we do have now over 700 people on our database that are looking for job and are willing to work with agriculture. So the farmer call us, send us a job posting, then we go to our database, we search the people that we have there locally. So we try to match people closest to the farm, mostly 1 hour driving or less. And then we share that job posting with the people and then connect them with the farmers. So this program came because of the seasonal shortage, and that was threatening production, the farm viability, and actually the stability of local food was going lower. So we had farmers coming to us and said last year that if they didn't have that people that we brought to them, they couldn't have harvest their product and they would lose everything. We had also job seekers that actually never worked in agriculture, and we sent to a farm, and now they're full-time employed. They're over there for almost 3 years. So they were on the first group. That's when we started the program. So we have both sides, and it has been very positive. Last year, we served 20 farms, and we deployed around 250 people. This year, unfortunately, because of the drought, I worked with around 26 farms, but only 16 were able to hire people. So for the other ones, the 10 that they were not able to hire, we set it up people to them, but unfortunately, many of them, they were not able to go through all their production. So unfortunately, they didn't hire people, but still with all these issues, we were able to deploy over 160 people. And was lower, you can say, oh, it's 100 lower than last year. Yes, but one thing that we were able to do it was getting workers going to different farms. So they would finish, we had people, for example, they went to the strawberry farm. Once they finished that, they went to another vegetable farms. Once they finished, they went to Christmas trees. So we were able to get the same person going to different farms. And that would be the long term for the program. We would like to provide job for these people that maybe because of language barrier or some cultural things, they are not able to find any other job, but they still can work full year in different crops. And we can help the farmers that cannot find on their way local people. So basically that's the shared workforce program. For this year, we ran a campaign called Be a Food Hero, because as I mentioned in the beginning, it's been hard to find local people to work on that. So we're doing a campaign especially for skilled people. Unfortunately, the newcomers, some of them, they can drive a truck, they can drive big machineries, but they don't have the license here. So we're trying to run this campaign to see if we can get local people. We're in conversation with the armed forces for the veterans to see, like retirees, to see if they would be interested in working for season. So we are in talks to see if we can get more people interested in working in agriculture. For next year, we will run a campaign also for the students to see if we can get they interested in that. So one thing that we're gonna work on and showing them is about, for example, the strawberry picking. This year, I had around 20 people over different farms, and usually they pay by box, and they were making $120 per day, and they worked for 3 weeks only in the mornings. So this is a kind of thing that we are hoping that if a high schooler listen, okay, in 3 weeks, working only in the morning, I can make 2,000. Yes, maybe I can do that. And then get their interested in food production and being in a farm. And once they step in from there, maybe they'll get more interest and start looking into that area too. So with the shared workforce program, now we're trying to expand and trying also to go over different food productions. So we are in talks also with the Food and Beverage Atlantic, fisheries, aquaculture, to see if we can spend, because we know that's not only agriculture, the only place that's in shortage labor, right? We know that majority here in New Brunswick, people, they are looking for labor. So yeah, I think that basically about the program. And like, you guys can even think like why this links to food sovereignty. And I would say that food sovereignty is all about ensuring communities have control over their own food system. So including how grow, how they harvest, and how they process our food. And then the shared workforce program is basically ensuring that farmers can have their work done since the planting through the harvest and having people here in New Brunswick. Also helping stabilize the local production, not only for the farmers, but also for New Brunswick families that can rely on New Brunswick grown food. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Adriana. I'm just gonna have a look at the time here to. Of course.
Sorry, forgot to mention. The Shared Workforce Program, even though it's run by the Ag Alliance, anyone, any farmer in New Brunswick, they don't need to be a member, they don't need to pay any fee. They just need to look for us and say, I need someone to help me, and we're gonna help them. Thank you.